So far, we've used our computer keyboard to input information into Ableton. We've used our mouse to program some stuff into Ableton. And now we're finally going to use a controller. Now, there are various controllers on the market. I have an Ableton PUSH. I also have a couple of others flying around, but my Ableton PUSH is my main means. If you don't have a controller yet and you're thinking about getting one and you use Ableton, I highly recommend getting an Ableton PUSH. And no, I'm not sponsored. I just think it's the best controller for Ableton by far. But, you know, if you're a keyboarder or something like that, you probably want to just use a MIDI keyboard. And again, like I said, there are a whole bunch of other ways of inputting MIDI information into Ableton. I personally love the Ableton PUSH, and I'm going to be using this to create a couple of other parts on tracks for our composition. So I'm just going to go over to instruments again. I really enjoy using the wavetable, which is part of Ableton Live Suite. So I'm just going to drag this over here, and I'm going to get rid of this Abyss kit that was part of the last tutorial. It's all pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. If you have a USB keyboard or any other controller, once you drag your plugin onto a track, it's usually armed, so I can just push, you know, my different buttons and I can hear the sound of the keyboard. Yeah, there's really nothing more to it. It's exactly the same as when we were using this. One of the benefits, though, is I can play with different volumes and velocities, which you can't really do that well on your keyboard. So now I'm just going to try and find a sound that works with one of these loops. Let's take the verse loop. And I'm just going to go through some presets and find something that I like. I think I want to see if there's a nice pad. Let me just load this by double clicking it. So I'm just going to change the scale on my push. Okay, let's see what I can come up with. Whoa, it's a harsh sound. I like that. Okay, so it all works the same as we've been doing so far. I just play around. Once I push play, I play and try to find something that I want to record. And then when I'm ready, as it's just playing, I think I'm going to hit record now. Now, the great thing about the Ableton PUSH is I just have a record button right here, but otherwise just use your mouse and click on the record button up here. And then once I hit that record button on the next one, I'm going to start recording. And then as I play towards the end, when I know, okay, I want to stop at the end of this bar, I make sure to hit the record button again, and then it will just start looping, just like I explained when we were using this as the interface. So let's, just go ahead and record something. So let me just push play again. Okay, just going to play through the pattern one more time to be sure. Here we go. Okay, here we go. And there we go. All nicely looped. Okay. I find it to be a little loud. So I'm just going to go to volume and turn it down a bit. All right, so that's the verse. Let's go and record something for the chorus. Again, this is just experimentation time, unless you're like a great composer and you have it all ready in your head. What I'll usually do is I'll take the parts that I have and just loop them and then just try to come up with something on the fly. Here we go. Let's record it. And loop. Nice. Very cool. Another thing I just want to point out in the MIDI editor mode is, as you can see here, now you can really see the piano roll. These are the notes on a piano. We have the 2 black keys here and the 3 black keys here. So this is a C, obviously. So that's one thing that's worth pointing out. That's why it's called a piano roll at the end of the day. The other really cool thing about Ableton is if you go up here to this button that says fold, once I click on this, it will get rid of every note that is not being used right now and only leave the notes that are being used. So let me just click on it real quick. And now you can see we only have the notes that I used in the part, which is very, very cool. And the other thing I wanted to point out real quick is if I click fold again and unfold it, just as we have a magnifying glass up here to zoom in and out horizontally, we can also zoom in and out vertically into or out of the piano roll. And by the way it works is if I get to the magnifying glass here, click, if I move right, I zoom in, and if I move left, I zoom out. And if you zoom out this far, you can't even see the piano roll anymore. But I'll just zoom in again, and you can see these are the various octaves right here. So I'm just going to hit fold again. And let me just, I didn't record anything on the intro. I'm just going to record something. Let's see. I think I'm just going to record this. So let's push play. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Not the greatest parts in the world, but it's not about the composition right now. It's all about just trying to show you how this stuff works. So let's go to the breakdown. Let's see what this sounds like. Actually, what I'll do is, let me just see what I've got so far. Let's just go to the verse. All right, let's go to the chorus. Okay, let's go to the breakdown. I think I'm just going to record that. I'll probably change it later, but yeah, let me just record that real quick. All right, let's just do this with the counting real quickly. Remember, up here we have this on 1 bar. That means if I hit my record button, it'll give me 1 bar count in, and then I'll just start recording. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to change something about that at a later point, but this is just to get ideas out there. And then we have the outro. I think I'm just going to stay down here. Yeah, let's just do it with the counting again. 2, 3, 4. All right, let's give this a quick listen. Just going to turn the volume down here. And yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's maybe just record one more thing to make the track a little more interesting. Let me see, I'm going to go to instruments. Let's close wavetable. And operator is a cool instrument. So I'm just going to go over and drag this on here. And let me just push play on the verse. And I'm going to go and explore some of the presets. So let's see what we got. Maybe ambient. Ooh, I kind of like that. Just load this in. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go and find something else. That's cool. Let me see how this sounds. Yeah, siren. Ooh, where are we going to put this sound? Let's see on the intro if we can find anything. Okay, maybe like that. 2, 2, 4, 3, 2. Okay, let's record. 1, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can put anything in the verse. Remember, we can always take stuff out again. This isn't written in stone. Maybe we'll leave it out of the verse and we'll see if we can put it in the chorus. Okay, let's maybe do that. Let's wait another round. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Record. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. On bar 4, I'm going to put some stuff in. Here we go. There we go. Let's just see how it sounds. Yeah, let's just turn it down a little. And maybe on the outro again. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh yeah. What's one thing that I told you to do, which I haven't done yet? Save. So right now we're on O1A. I'm going to call this O1B. So I'm going to Command Shift S. That's the shortcut, and that opens up the Save Live Set As box. And we're just going to get rid of the A and save it as B. That means that the A project still is there. Or here, actually, sorry, this one, O1A. And now there's going to be an O1B saved there. So we have two versions. Here we go. Save that. And now you can see it's part of the Ableton Live Course O1A project. But this is the O1B live set. All right, so the challenge for this lesson is get out your controller if you haven't already and start working with it. Record a bunch of other tracks and just experiment and see how things work. And I'm sure you'll find it is a lot better than using your computer keyboard. Although having the option of the computer keyboard is great if all you have is a computer and no interface at all. It saved me many of times. But yeah, start working with your controller and just start filling up your tracks with ideas. Remember, these are all sketches right now. And this doesn't mean that it has to be in the final arrangement. This is all about gathering ideas. So gather as many ideas as you like. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you briefly how to use drum racks. So I'll see you there.